1,000 employees. I did take the liberty of bringing some of my peers as far away from as Parkville, and particularly here in the Essex area. Tim Bonner, Joe Eichenberg Jr., we have quite a few other folks that are just too many for me to mention. I'd like to welcome the governor here, again, to beautiful downtown Essex, and we had particularly wanted to bring some of our peers in because the rumor has it, and I understand it's a pretty strong rumor, that the current governor is about to add sales tax to labor. Labor is oftentimes a larger component to auto repair than is parts. We collect between $4,000 and $6,000 per month to send in to Annapolis. If labor is added to the taxes, it will increase it somewhere to perhaps $10,000 to $15,000. In many instances, that may be enough to keep someone from repairing their automobile. I've talked to Cliff O'Connell from Cliff's and talked to Tim and other folks, and they agree that it would be difficult at times with some customers. It may be the proverbial straw that broke the camel's back, and they may choose not to fix the car. Anyway, that may be part of why we're here. We still would like to welcome the governor and all of his supporters, and I presume JB will introduce some of the elected officials that are here. With that, JB Jennings.
Thank you. Thank you, Dad. Just real quick, a couple elected officials: Delegate McDonough, Delegate Valeria. There's also a couple candidates running. Jim Burnt. Raise your hand. I can't see if you're running. Bob Long, Woody Wood, Rick Metzger, Carlton Clamp. Who else? Well, with that, I thank you. Governor, it's an honor to have you here. In 2007, I was on the Ways and Means Committee, which was during the whole special session dealt with the taxes. And as I tell people, as we sat there, every day they would come in with a different service that they tried to tax. Originally it was health care. I'm sorry, not health care, but health gyms and spas. When everybody came in and opposed that, the next day they came in, they said, let's do lawn cutters, landscapers. Well, the next day they came in, they circled Annapolis with their trailers, and that wasn't a good idea. So finally they ended up with the computer industry, and they said that would be a great one to tax. And that's what they passed. And within the next session, they realized how bad it was, how many companies they drove out, so they repealed it. And there's something that the Republican caucus always says in Annapolis. Maryland doesn't have a revenue problem, it has a spending problem. The issue is not how much we can take in, it's how much we're spending. So we need to cap the spending and lower the spending so that we don't have to keep raising taxes like that. And as the governor's going to talk, this big issue. One that I'll point out that, when you talk about transmissions, a lot of times they used to build them right here at the facility. We have 3 rebuilders here, they take them out of the car, they rebuild them, put them back in the car. Those rebuilders' time is now going to be taxed if this passes. But you also have companies outside the state that they rebuild them, they'll send them in, such as Jasper and other companies where a customer can go in, they can buy a transmission that was built out of state, bring it in, put it in the car, and you're not going to have to pay the sales tax on that for labor. So it's going to put the rebuilders here in the state at a disadvantage, and it will cost jobs, without a doubt. So with that, I thank you all for being here, and was it 43rd governor or 63rd? What's the number? 62nd governor of Maryland, Bob Ehrlich.
There's really not a whole lot to add here. What you've heard from Gary and JB is just the facts of it. Pat and Rick can certainly back it up. They are members of the General Assembly presently and will certainly be reelected. And the worst kept secret in Annapolis is the looming major tax increase that will come about should November not go the way we wish it to go. We believe it's going to go the right way, obviously, but this is not sort of politics as usual where you run around and say, oh, this could happen, that could happen. I mean, there's a bill. There's a bill. We have the services, House Bill 448. We have the services right here that would be subject to the Maryland sales tax should this present crew get back in power. And a point that everybody needs to recall, everybody is depressed and angry and frustrated about the sales tax increase from 5 to 6, which has made us less competitive. when you talk about adding to the sales tax base, you're not going from 5 to 6, you're going from 0 to 6. And that's a big-time increase, obviously. JB talked about the rebuilders and the fact that their occupation, their profession, will be placed at risk should this occur. At the end of last session, and Rick and Pat and JB can certainly back this up, Democratic leadership placed feelers out there in the General Assembly. Which taxes are more viable in your mind? Which taxes could you live with come 2011? So it's not as though this is simply a made-up story or that there's no foundation to it. We are very concerned about this. Obviously, November goes well. We believe it's going to go well. This is dead on arrival. This is dead on arrival. And in fact, it goes the other way. Then we work on getting the votes to repealing that sales tax increase. So that's what we really need to do. You hear a lot about working people, and you hear a lot about struggles, and the last campaign, Maryland's working families and all that. Maryland's working families have taken a big hit under the O'Malley administration, beginning with BGE and potentially ending with a major sales tax increase on top of the sales tax increase we suffered from in the special session. That special session was disastrous. It really hurt Maryland, hurt our business reputation, hurt job creation, it hurt a lot of things. And in many respects, the dollars they projected did not come in to the Treasury. So here we are, we're 60 days out, and we are informing the public, talking about issues, running on substance, not just the substance of the issues, but also where we want Maryland to go. And where we want Maryland to go is a business-friendly, jobs-friendly, entrepreneur-friendly, small business-friendly, job creation state. Always upstage, always upstage. Last point. The press appropriately asks about budgets and pensions and dollars and cents and what will this cost and what will that cost are all legitimate. Just think what 1 point off our unemployment rate means in the real world. With regard to the budget, the deficit decreases. The unemployment rate decreases. Mortgages that are presently upside down go right side up because people go back to work. People go back to work, they consume, they spend, they pay taxes. It's all about jobs. Jobs, jobs, jobs. The press asked me what are the issues of the campaign. The top three are jobs, jobs, and jobs. And to the extent you're a governor, obviously you have a direct influence over certain aspects of the business community, over certain constituent elements of the business environment in a state. And the tax element is certainly one. We're here to inform, we're here to educate, we're here to let the people know that there's a major difference between Martin O'Malley and Bob Ehrlich, particularly when it comes to taxes. And this will play out come November 2nd.
We already knew that.
We did not rehearse this, trust me.
Hey, Miss Helen.
Sorry.
O'Malley's lost. He's down there handing out pensions.
We're gonna put you on the payroll.
Hey, come on, Bobby, let's go.
All right. Well, we're going to go. We thank you. We thank you for coming out today. I want to thank the Jennings family. I want to thank my former intern, staffer, and pilot right here. I want to thank Pat and Rick. All the candidates are coming out today. You see, you feel that the headlines in the paper today, the fundraising, the Facebook, the signs. There's a few signs up, by the way, a few Ehrlich signs I noticed in this area of the county. You just feel what's going on. You see it reflected in the polls. 60 days left. Pedal to the metal. Drive hard. Win big. Bring some seats to General Assembly. Kill bad ideas like this. Thanks, everybody.